there's this new drug that just about to get on the market and finally was FDA approved in 1970, and that was lithium. It's interesting. He always used to say, and it's an interesting historical fact, that because lithium was around a long time and it had been discovered in 1949 by a discovery for mania in 1949 by John Cade in Australia. And then the research was done with it in the 1950s and 1960s in various randomized clinical trials, but especially a lot of the work was led by Mogens Schou, who I believe was in Denmark. And, the FDA approval took until 1970. The reason it was so delayed, that it took over 2 decades to get an FDA approval for lithium, was partly because from the very beginning, being an element, lithium carbonate, it was not patented by any pharmaceutical company or marketed by any pharmaceutical company. So the work in the 1950s and 60s that led to the FDA approval in 1970, you have to organize all that material, send it to the FDA, respond to the FDA, and so on. That's the work that pharmaceutical companies do. But no pharmaceutical company was doing that for lithium. They did in the end. A couple of companies, I believe, came in the end to kind of help with the registration, but they weren't marketing it. That the work that was actually done and the registration work that was actually done for lithium in the 1960s was done by academic researchers. It's the only drug, I believe, that ever has come to the marketplace primarily through the work of academia and academic researchers, not the pharmaceutical industry. And that's lithium.